I thought about it hard, and I think since if we go, it's left, right? No. Okay. Sorry, wrong way. Load. Yes. Go right. There. I'm pretty sure it won't matter that much when we go for the other guy. So, Watson. I thought about it hard and long, and I think we should go for Watson next. I have no questions. Yeah, I have no questions at all. It seems to be the way to, yeah. I'm gonna toss a tray at him. Nah. When I look at guides, they usually tell me to pick the, pluses for all of the guys, so I'm gonna assume that thing. So, the only people we have left is Watson and Rumple. And we know Rumple is a doctor, but I'm kind of curious of Watson. So, here we go with Watson. He has just been in here earlier. Maybe he went back inside. What's up with these bubbles? Bubbles. Let's pop them. Pop. I'm sorry. Hey! I stop and stare at the small orbs of light floating around the room. What is going on? No, this isn't the time. I watch in awe as Watson snapped his fingers and all the orbs disappeared with a pop. Hello, Watson! What's going on in here? Oh, Princess, yeah, I did not catch you in the act at all of using magic. Ha! How'd that catch you off guard? If I played you first, that would be confusing us. What are you doing? Practicing my next magic trick, I still haven't perfected it. Your next magic trick. Oh, yeah? How come you are able to use magic? Are you a witch, a fairy? Good magician never refuses I know the word. Refuse. I know what he means. I know the word even. I just can't say it, apparently. Refuse. A good magician never tells. I'm going to say tells their greatest magic tricks. His secrets. Right. Did you need anything? Yeah. I took a deep breath. Can you teach me about goodness? Huh? Why do you look surprised? Oh, it's just that I didn't think you'd come to me for help. Me either, Watson. If you don't want to... No, that's not it at all. I'm happy you asked me. What would you like to know about goodness? How do you do a good deed? That is a very broad question. I don't think I can give you a specific sample. Then how do I do good? the easy way to do good is to make someone happy. So a good deed would involve making someone happy. How do I do that? Yeah, how do I do that? Watson! I find Watson sitting in the corner of the train reading a book. You didn't strike me as the kind of person that would read books. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Though, to be honest, I wouldn't be reading this if I wasn't preparing for one of my shows. I don't just do magic shows. I perform puppet shows as well. I have to be familiar with several bedtime stories for those. You should come with me sometime. The children are always so happy at the shows. You might get one of your good deeds by helping out. I've never been around children for an amount of time. You got the person too. Children can be difficult to handle. You speak as if you ain't a child yourself. Because I'm not a child. Austin hates it when he is treated like a child, especially when Carmen teases him about it. Besides, practicing isn't just for children. It's necessary in a lot of situations. I would guess you might need to work on that. Excuse me. Austin shrugs with a aware smile, returns to his book. How dare you? A month has passed, and I haven't yet completed even one good deed. Not far or any of trying, though. We know. Who will you choose? Oh, I don't know. Who do I want? Oh, the middle guy. Peter Pan. I decided I could not waste any more time. The next day I searched for Watson as soon as the broom stopped dragging me around. I swear, he is just here a while ago. And have you seen Watson? Oh, I just saw him walk back inside. I find him talking with Peripheral and Dory in the area. All of them are speaking in certain whispers. As soon as Peripheral and Dory knows me, they break off their conversation with Watson, both the witch and the fairy, away from Watson. Excuse us, princess. I watch curious as Dory and Peripheral leave the room without another word to me. What were they talking about? Watson turns in my direction and smiles. Morning, princess. I turn towards Watson and watch as he begins to put some puppets on the table into a box. Are those toys yours? These? These are for my show I am doing later. I wouldn't be playing with these at my age. You look 12. I don't see how that is too old to be playing with dolls. Ouch. I told you before, didn't I? I have the Neverland curse. He never explained what his curse was. I'm actually older than you. I find that hard to believe. Don't you know the story of Peter Pan, do you? It's not my fault that Mother had all the fairy tales removed from the palace. When I do not answer, Watson only sighs and gives me a small smile. I assume that's a yes. Peter Pan is a boy who lived in Neverland, a place where no one ever grows up. I'm stuck in a child's body as a reading of my curse. I won't return to my real form until the curse is broken. Then how old are you really? I'm 22 this year. Let's see. I don't know if that's true or not, actually. He might be lying. Because we know in other things that he's A witch. So it's possible he's a lot older than 22. 2, because he helped in the Great War. How long did the Great War go for is our question, because I don't know the answer to that. There's a lot of things unanswered. What? I could only stare shocked as Austin Child's peer. It is hard to believe that he's actually older than I am. I am only turning 18. Wow! Watson, by the time I turn 18, ain't on my birthday. Let's see. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Depending when your birthday is, you might be still 20, so that's 4-year difference. Or if you turn 23 by the time, 5-year difference. So 4 to 5-year difference would be, if you're telling the truth. I never liked being treated as a child. Oh, that never changed. Even when I was a child, I didn't like it. But let me assure you that it is much more annoying being treated like a child by someone who's younger than you. Walton strangered with the box in his arms. Now, if my princess will excuse me, he turns to leave. Where are you going? I have a show to do today. Walton does so many puppets and magic shows. How will he ever help me break my curse if he's never around? I'll go with you. What? I might accomplish a good deed if I come one of your shows. That's true, but Olsen sighed. I'm not sure that it's a good idea. There are bad witches out there. Oh, there is a evil witch right in the Martian, but no one protects me from her. Are you talking about DeLorean? Who else would I be referring to? Olsen stares at me for a long moment, eyes thoughtful. He set the box down at the table again. Don't go anywhere. I'll ask Lady Peripheral first. He leaves the room, and I lean over the box on the table. I see a pile of curved puppets. Every looks so handmade. I'm sure to my soul, my own puppets, before Mother found out about forbidding me to make them. She told me that sewing was not something a crown princess should do. Interested? Walt's footsteps are so soft that I do not even notice when he returns to the room until I see him standing before me. I stepped away from the box. How does he move so quietly? Brushing and guard. Come on, the show starts in an hour. I watched Walton set up a small booth on the street where I first saw him with M&Ms. Back then, I never thought I'd see him again. It's nice to see you actually try to break your curse. Thank you, Walton. I shrug. I'm not convinced this work, but Peripheral said that my partnering up with someone might be able to break my curse faster. So, you chose your partner with me. His tone of voice startled me. He sounds both happy and sad. I wasn't lying when he said he wanted to help me. That everyone in the Martian was willing to help me. Would you rather I pick someone else? No? I jump at the subtle reaction. Walton awkwardly clears his voice. No, I mean, I do everything I can to help you. Walton seems annoyed. He's not sure what to do with himself. Walton heads for the back of the booth. I begin to follow him, but I am focused stop when he holds out his hand. You haven't had enough training for my personal assistant yet, Princess. What? I stare at him puzzled. I never said I wanted to be your personal assistant. In training, Why would one need training to assist with a child's show? You might just be able to snag a good deed if you agree to become my assistant, you know. There's a tease twinkle in Austin's eyes as he waves me off. But until you're ready, you should stay with the children and just watch the show. I think you'll enjoy this story. I recommend getting a place up front. You'll be able to see all the action that way. Alright, fine. When I do not move, Austin sighs and smiles at me. I promise the children won't bite you unless you bite them first. Num 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 num. Fine. That's my star. He disappeared around the back, leaving me alone. It's no time at all. People begin to gather. Soon there is I'm around Austin's small booth. I look at the group of children that are getting so close possible in the front. They are all clear excited for the show to start. I used to do puppet shows with my dolls too. I felt less alone when I heard my dolls could talk. I am still alone. Nothing has changed. I sigh as I step along someone else to stand beside me. I'm surprised to see that person is an adult. I look at the crowd of people and find that there is almost equal around children and adults. Why would adults be at something a children puppet show? Hello, everyone. His smiled face falls there. Walton's voice raised above the crowd. I am Walton, and I'm here to share a story with you. I hope you enjoy the show. Once upon a time, there was a village where people were always happy. But one day, an evil witch found the village. The evil witch carried darkness deep in her heart. She was jealous of the townsfolk, who were filled with so much light and happiness. If I could not be happy, the witch said, then no one else can be. How over dramatic. I almost joked when I felt a tug on my dress. I looked out and see a little boy pulling at the hem of the skirt. Through his eyes focused on the puppets. I don't like her. The witch, she's bad. He grabs on my skirt tighter. He is brokering my dress. Leave him alone. Austin better finish his show before the shadow ruins my dress. Darkness spread over the village. The people began to suffer. They forgot what happiness felt like. Our village decided to leave and find a good witch that would help save everyone from the evil witch. The village knew it would be very dangerous, for if he were to discover the evil witch would certainly kill him and his family. But the man knew he had to try if he even wanted to see other villagers smile again. Many days later, the man finally returned with a good witch, whose heart was filled with light as the evil witch's was filled with darkness. The good witch, unable to bear the sight of villagers suffered, decided to help them. She cast this powerful spell that would send the evil witch away and save the village at the cost of her own life. Once the spell was cast, the darkness disappeared from the village. To this day, the people of the village are said to crave the good witch's life with them, and everyone lives happy ever after. This is a lame story, Walter, but aren't all witches evil? That's simply not true. I met a good witch, one with heart more light and love than any fairy. More of the children began to ask questions. I sigh, unable to do anything, while Walton is running with questions. Once the announced fine leaves me, Walton comes behind the booth and smiles up at me. The show was a success, I suppose so. You look really annoyed when the little boy grabbed your dress. That's because I was. You should have took his hand. Why? He looked frightened. I'm sure he would have appreciated some comfort. Watson, I didn't think... Oh, what? Sometimes just have someone behind you when you're afraid is enough. Having someone beside you. I think back at all the times I felt scared. Mother always told me to hide my fear, and never cried because it made me feel weak. I could never ask for her help, and the king was never there for me. Even times I was afraid, I was always alone. I shake off the numbers and realize that Walton is asking me a question. What did you think of the show? It was lame, Walton, lame, and I thought picking the other option of taking his hand off my dress would be a bad option, you know. I thought, ew, this child is clinging to me, not, oh, this poor boy, really, oh. It was short and simple. That's it. I create the show. Oh, you know, the story, the characters, everything. It could have been better. You ruined me. I have nothing more to say, and Walton seems defeated by my silence. You always compliment my stories, even when they were silly. Walton tells me stories. I do not regret such a thing. He makes it sound as if we know each other for a long time. Before I ask him or in, changes the topic. Do you mind accompanying me to the toy shop before we head back? Do I have a choice? Walton lips quickly with a smile as he picked up his materials. You might have fun, princess. Come on. I got the first thing wrong. How dare the story do that to me? I didn't even think of that. This is the toy shop I went to back before I was cursed. Feel free to look around, princess. I won't be long. I nod at him before walking over the doll display. These dolls are actually beautiful, but with the gold I have left, I wouldn't be able to afford even one. I miss my dolls. Papa, I want that one. The sound of little girl clothes draws my attention. I look around the store before spotting a little girl pointing at a big teddy bear. She looked aside at the man before her. That must be her father. The man shook her head, his eyes filled with regret. We can't afford that one, dear. Can you choose something else? The girl looked like she on vagabond. I back away, fearing that the child might throw a temper. Instead, she rubbed her eyes before looking up at her father with a slow smile. I understand. The man smiled and pat her head. Thank you for understanding, sweetheart. You've been so grown up. I only need you and Mama to be happy. I love you, Papa. I love you too. The king has never once told me that he loved me. He must have been better off without me. Do I even belong in the palace anymore? Papa, look, the king. The moment I hear her words, I rush out to from the toy shop. Hail the king! Long live the king! Hail King Runner! He is the first one I've seen. Moments of his favorite wife as he waves at everyone. I spot Rod M's with him, mimicking his motions. The king usually invites me to join him before, but I always decline. He always went out alone. Once a month, the king sets out to check the cun of the town people. In his way of bonding with the townsfolk. The Order of Flesh trails behind the royal family with Sir at the head, but there is no other person that is missing. It's strange that Frisk isn't here. The rain is from sight. The crowd lightens the street, become drowned with action second. I wave her around the mess of people in intention to closer to the king. Thank you, everyone. He's smiling, a true smile. I've never seen him smile like this. I hesitate to weigh down my heart. Suddenly it becomes harder to breathe. Please, look this way. Please look at me. The king is looking happier these days, isn't he? I don't think I'll ever see him happy, so joyful. It must be his family. Happier? All I want is the king to look at me, to see me. But he does not much as glance the other way. I stare at the ground with weary eyes. He is happier without me. I return to the toy shop with a heavy heart. The little girl from earlier is standing with her father by the door. He ruffles her hair before holding her hand. The smile. She takes it and giggles, and the two of them walk off together. A hot stress is in my body as I watch them left. Is this jealousy? I reach up and clean at my chest. My heartbeat feels painful. This is a terrible feeling. Princess? Rose? I stare at Walston, stunned by the fact that he called me by my name and not my title. Are you okay? Then myself, I find my eyes drawn back to the little girl and her father. They just stand outside the door of the toy shop. Princess, I'm not okay. It's not like this is anything you can do to make me feel better. Austin's expression is just heavy with a silent sigh. All I can do right now is try. His voice is whispered, but I can pick up on his words. All he can do right now. What is he talking about? Then moves to set the teddy bear on the one shelf. He is quiet for a few moments before speaking. He's affected by the curse. What? The king. He can't remember you because of the curse. That doesn't mean he never cared about you. That's the reason you look so down, right? I was looking outside. I saw the way you looked at him. Doesn't he know that we're rude to stare? Oh, and how did I look? Hurt. I turned away before Walston could see my fur of my face. He loves you, you know, more than you will ever. And how do you know that? You don't know him at all. Everyone has their own way of expressing their love. I'm sure he has his own way. By not being there when I needed him, he has never acted like a father to me. Princess, don't patient to know what my life at the palace was like, Walston. Turn is over. Let us return to the Martian. Look what I drew! Rose, you know you're not meant to be in here. But I drew a picture of us. See, this is Mother and me, and you're holding Mother's hand. Go play somewhere else, Rose. I'm busy. But you're always the busy father. I just want to go to your mother. I'm sure she is looking for you. Okay. Aww. I am vague aware of the moonlight in my room when I sat up in my bed, heartbeat beating painfully fast. That was a dream about... It felt like I was dreaming about the king. But why now? A few days have already passed since I saw him. I fall back onto my bed. I close my eyes once again, attempting to sleep. But it hovers stubborn out my reach. What was that? Who could be making this noise at this time of night? I step out of my bed and head outside to investigate. There's no one here. That sound. It's coming from the tram. That sound would be Rumple. Right? So, would we not check on it? Oh my goodness, I don't know. I guess... I don't know. I slowly turn the knob in the door. Hello? The room begins to hop towards me. I bend back and wait. It's the middle of the night. There is no way I'm going to sleep right now. But the room just hops past the cover beside me. That's some broom you got there. Lawson, what are you doing here? I couldn't sleep, so I decided to continue working on some of my puppets. But I actually stepped on the broom, and it went berserk. I turned around and grabbed Mr. Broom, leaning on the wall. But why are you here? I heard a sound. As curious as always. That's going to get you in trouble, you know. I don't need to be lectured by you. I apologize for waking you. You should go back to sleep. I would not be here if I could sleep. I might as well stay for a while. If that's what you want. Austin turns back to his puppet on the table. He leans down the puppets, checking them seamlessly. Since you're here, I think you can help. Help you? What do you think of my newest puppet? I look at Walden with surprise, with his eyes wide low. He looks like a puppet begging for a treat. Is he expecting me to compliment on his puppet? Well, I look closely at the puppet's eyes. It looks evil. Really? I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to be the village in the next show. Aw, I thought it looked cute. I disagree with you, Rose. I think it looks so cute and adorable. Thank you for helping me, Princess. I'm glad my man improves. Manner? Austin doesn't answer. That's it? Indeed. I only offered an opinion, but he looks so happy. What a weird person. Austin resumes his sewing in silence. He has turned to be absolute sewing, such a confident animal. He has been doing this for a long time. To be so skilled, possibly even longer than I expected. I know the nature of his curse. You look like you got something on your mind, Princess. Well, you never actually told me how to break your curse. I guess I haven't. Austin clears his throat and goes back to his sewing. I need to find Tinkerbell in Neverland. Or at least he's straightforward with me. Oh right, you don't know the story. Mother burned all the fairy tale books in the palace before I could read most of them, and no one would tell me any of the stories. Mother always forbid me about talking to them. Peter Pan is the story of a boy who never grows up. He is accompanied by a fairy friend named Tinkerbell, and the two of them lived together in Neverland. In my case, Tinkerbell is simply a key that can open Neverland. Neverland is a box, a family heirloom. My shell is being kept in Neverland. The shell is my magic. Once I get it, my curse will break. Magic. I'm a witch, Princess. Well, that was a fast learning about the truth. He says it nonchalant, like starting what his job is. He and DeLorean are the same. I have seen Walton cutting flowers from air before, but I never occurred that with the type of magic that witches do. You're a witch, a cursed witch. How is that possible? Only the Terror Bear has the ability to curse another witch. It's why I can only do simple magic nowadays. If I ever want to cast a pauper spell again, I'm going to need to find Tinkerbell in Neverland. You don't know where Tinkerbell and Neverland are? No, I don't. Does that mean you're stuck in this form forever? How about a story? I felt annoyed being a son inside me. Why do you do that? You changed the subject perfectly before answering me. No, that's not it, Princess. I'm trying to explore and think of a story and the best way for me to do that. I'm silent as Walton reaches into a box of puppets. He pulls out two of them and motions for me to sit in front of him. He holds out the puppet to me, and I can tell he's interested in me to wear it on my hand. I feel on the subject, must show my face, but Walton is persistent. Please? I do not know what I will accomplish, but might this way I'll finally get some answers. Fine. Walton takes a deep breath. Once upon a time, there lived a princess who always was alone. Hey! Excuse me, no stories about me, please. She spent most of her time aside in her room, as Mother the Queen forbade her to go out. The princess' only company were her dolls, but the princess so badly wanted friends that she would always sneak out of the house to play with the children who lived in the town. As if he's naturally my childhood. How do you But Walton continued speaking, as if he does not hear me. One day the princess met a boy. The boy was a few years older than her. He was the queen's fair servant. The boy could see how lonely the princess was, and his heart ached for her. Oh. When he was working for the queen, that explains a lot. They became friends. Every day he would sneak into her room and would play with her. The two of them, they spent 2 years like that, until the queen found out. The boy was sent away, and he never saw the princess again, until a short while ago. I saw him back as the puppet slid off my hand. I stared at Wallace in my mind wildly. We know each other for a long time, princess. This can't be true. Austin looked at me, his expression full of anger. I always see that look. He wears it even when he is happy. He seems to carry the sadness with him everywhere he goes. We are friends. I've never had any friends I would have had remembered. That's what you remember. Your memories have holes in them, gaps that you cannot explain. How do you know that? Because I was there when the queen ordered that some of your memories be erased. Mother? But why? I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. I didn't expect you to believe me. Why is he looking at me like that? He looks like he's in pain. But he cannot be telling the truth. I stand up straight, my hands curled into a fist. I'm going back to my room. Oh. Well, that's one way to tell you. Excuse me, I was with your mother, and she ordered to have your memories erased. He didn't tell me she was the terror bearer, but he told me enough that my mother had my brain erased. Meaning she knew, meaning in my head right now, Mother knew a witch to be able to do that. Oh my goodness. This is interesting. Lawson does not try to follow me. I am kinda... Lawson words looping in my mind. We were friends. I sat on the chair in the red chair, trying to put my thoughts in order. There's no way he was my friend. Oh, what is this? Why did I run into a princess at this hour? Though I might ask, why are you still awake, darling? I jump at the sound of Karma's voice. I look at him. Karma falls at my expression on my face. You look like you've seen a ghost. I can only stare at him in response. Oh my, is the beautiful capable of finding yourself at a loss of words? No, I was just thinking. About how beautiful I am? His echoes no bounds. I roll my eyes and change the subject. What are you doing up this late? I'm in that struggle. I found myself with errands. Right. I will go and return for the night. Have a good sleep. It'll be another long day tomorrow. You do not have to remind me. You still have a ways to go before you get used to the common life. I couldn't stress with it. Carmen bare words. I've only ever seen him slack off. But wait. Are you a noble, Coma? Perhaps. This is going nowhere. The town is full of southern people. Yes, he is. He's a prince, actually. I wonder if this lifestyle has anything to do with his curse. Well, I'm not planning to get used to common lifestyle. I will break my curse as soon as possible. Seems like we both have a long way to go before that happens, Princess. Thanks, Summer. We don't want to play with you anymore. Oh. But why? We are friends, aren't we? Not? Friends? Who said that? You did. We were friends until you stopped sharing your toys. But that's because you still haven't... What? You still haven't returned the toys I gave you. Returned them? You gave them to us. No, I did not. Let's go play with our real friends. Yeah, our real friends ain't shellfish. Sharing your toys means sharing. I warned you, dear one. Didn't I tell you? People will only hurt you in the end. That's why I forbid you for playing with those children. I will only ever want the best for you. I'm sorry, Mother. I am so sorry. Hush now, dear one. Mother won't let anyone hurt you anymore. I don't want Mother. Mother. Or this scares me. 3 weeks have passed since my end with the king. I am once again in the town with Walson as he prepares for one of his shows. I've already lost count of how many shows I've watched at this point. I then have been part of my daily routine. Walson has been training me as his assistant, so I decided to play along. Even now, I am helping with his curtain booth, though he refused to let me carry anything too heavy. I've tried so many new things through past few weeks. Things I always wanted to explain, but never told anyone. Explore, but never told anyone. Somehow, Walson knew all of them. Even when I told me that we were childhood friends, I insist that my memories of him has been erased. I haven't believed him. But now, I'm beginning to believe that he's telling the truth about this forgotten friendship. Walson smiles at me from where he is in front of the booth. You used to dream about getting out of the palace to see Alondra, and now you're here. You can't imagine how happy I am I can finally fulfill all my promises I made to you. I still have regret about believing your story, but also, even if you did know me a long time, I am not the same. I hand him the small can from the booth, a drip of that I do not look in his eyes. I am not the child you used to know. I know that. But I also believe that the girl that I knew all those years ago, the one who always so happy over small things, the kind, silent girl, she's still you. How can that be when I don't even truly know what happiness feels like? After Walson hangs the chair, the booth is complete. I sent him to step from the side as he always does, but he sets the palm down on the table instead and look at me. When I saw you again that day, I was so happy. I thought fate had brought you back to me. Walson's voice is very soft when he speaks. But then you still didn't recognize me. Walson's voice trails up as I frown. There are so many things he is not telling me. Eventually, Walson picks up the box of puppets and smiles at me. Anyway, I gotta show Peru. Don't go anywhere. I notice that his smile does not reach his eyes as I watch him walk away. I look at the crowd that he has gathered for the show. There are a lot of families here today. I watch the two families approach each other. The adults begin to grin each other while the kids run up to the front crowd to catch a glimpse of the show. Some of the kids have shoes, but the parents are barefoot. All their clothes are dirty and torn. Their lives are clearly harder, but they still are smiling. I've never seen being in need of clothes or food. I have never had to work for anything. I should have been happier than these people. I was a princess, but now I'm beginning to see that the material things that I had were nothing enough to buy me true happiness. Hello, everyone. I step off to the side. Walson begins his show. Walson waves his story as he always does, telling his adventures with every word, but I am not paying attention. My focus locked on two familiars standing near me. When I see those people, I cannot but wonder what kind of life I've been living. Walson's show was assessed yet again. He smiles from ear to ear as he counts the coins he has earned as a reward for his good performance. You look happier than usual. I am. I've been saving money for a special toy. Now I can finally buy it. He says he does not like to be treated like a child, but he gets excited whenever he mentions a new toy. I pause at the sound of laughter and look up to see a group of children talking silently to each other as they approach Wilson and I. This might be an opportunity. Making these children happy might be a good deed. What? Wilson ignored me and he jogs up to the children. Wilson! The group of children form, talking loudly as they each try to cling to him in some manner. We've been waiting forever for you to come back. But I was here a couple of days ago. But you didn't have time to play. Can we play now? Please, 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 please. We've been good, just like you told us. The boy looked around at the group of children. They all nod their heads with eager agreements. Well, if you've been good, as you said, how could I say no? The children cheer. I'm going to start counting now. Come on. He won't find us this time. The children disappeared around the area. I watched them go with distance. That's your cue to hide, Princess. What? Why do I need to take part in this? You don't want to play? But we used to play hide and seek all the time. I am a fairy creature. I have never played a game like this with anyone before. If this is another memory that he is taken from me. Big sister, play with us. A little girl runs up to me and begins to pull me along with her. Hey. I looked at Wilson, but he only smiles at me. It seems like I don't really have a choice. Austin turns to face me. He covers his eyes and begins to count. Before I can retreat, the little girl has let go of me and runs off. What's going on? I turn and see the boy hide behind a barrel. You have to hide before he finishes counting. That doesn't even explain the rules of this game. How am I supposed to know what to do? I look around and find a place I might hide. Maybe hiding behind the tree? Behind the fountain would also work, or those wooden crates. Which one should I hide behind? Crates? Right or not, here I come. I cannot believe I'm sitting on dirt to avoid being seen. My dress is getting sodden because of the children game. Found you. My heart begins to race as I turn to look at him, but I realize that Wilson has found one of the children. Oh, it wasn't me. Wait, why am I worried about being found? Got you. Ever so often I hear Wilson friend that he found someone, but he still hasn't found me. Do I get something if I win this game? You still haven't found Big Sis yet. You're right. Where could she be hiding? This is quietly becoming boring. Found you. Huh? I jump when I hear Wilson behind me. He looked at me when I found. You won, Princess. I won. Looks like you are expert at this game. I am not. You just did not look hard enough for me. That doesn't change the fact that you still won the game. You should be happy. Good job, Princess. Wilson pats me on the head and smiles again before turning attention to the children. He's right. He praised me, making me feel strangely happy. Why? Right, everyone? That's it. The children begin to run, clearly disappointed. We only played one round. Now, don't be like that. I promise to play another game with everyone soon. Now run along. I'm sure your parents are looking for all of you. One of the children, a little girl, tugs on my sleeve. Thank you for playing with us, Big Sis. Come again. She smiles up at me before skipping away and joining the rest of the children. All the children head off together, back towards the red area of the town. They're like you. How do you know that? Didn't you see how happy they were when you joined in? Children are so easy to please. That's why I envy them. Adults ain't like children. They won't worry too much and don't appear the small joys in life. We are all so grown. I forgot how to be happy. Walson might be right about that. When I was younger, my dolls brought me so much joy, but now, anytime since you deserve a treat. A treat? You'd like it. You'll like it, I promise. Huh? I didn't expect that. I saw the window, waiting for Walson to return. He said it would be easier for him to go alone because he wanted to surprise me. I do not protest. I have been on my feet lately all day. I never thought I would be running around playing with children. I wonder what this treat's going to be. Every time we come to the plaza, it always panics with people. Most of the proper shops are in this area. I raid the town quietly before my eyes lay down on the king. He looks noble, riding a roan saddle. I made my heart twist and uncomfortable. I pulled the thoughts out of my when a child turns and falls in front. He begins to, should I do something? But before I can read it, a man and a woman are there, pulling the child up. A man takes the child in his arm, and the woman rubs his back. There, my love. Mama and Papa are here right now. I watch as they slowly walk away. The mother still couldn't hurt to her child. Mother would always get angry at me if I was about to cry. I wondered that if I like to be comforted like that. Sorry to keep you waiting. Ouch. Are you okay? I kept the family in sight for a long time as I can before turning to Walson. I'm fine. Here. Ooh, candy apple. What is this? A candy apple. It's a long time ago I promised that I would bring you one, but I wasn't able to keep that promise. That's why I've left it now. I don't regard such a promise. Throw the candy out, inspecting its shining appearance. I don't know how could make an apple look like this. I promise there are no poison apples here. There are only just sweet ones. I sniff the candy. Sweet? I take a small bite. Well, I begin submitting the taste test that I do not even hear Walson. The apple tastes like nothing I've ever tried before. This is good. I take another bite, bigger bite. Is that a smile I see, Princess? What? Is it? I wasn't smiling at all. Was I? When I get some extra money for my shows, I'll make sure to treat you again. I have lots of my favorites to show you. There are more desserts like this. Of course, I'll make sure you try all of them. Walson stands, then moves over to the trash bin. He disposed of his finished apple. It's getting late. Let's go back to the Martian. Thanks for the candy apple. I want the candy apple. No fair. The next few weeks become a blur. I continue helping the child while some accompanying Walson for his shows. Through Walson continuing his lessons on goodness, I haven't yet gained a single good deed. I am slowly starting to lose hope. It has been a month since I was cursed, and I still haven't yet to complete a single good deed. Today I have been assigned a task of hurting Marsh's customers. I honestly prefer my duties with Mr. Broom. At least I do not have to mingle with all these people. I've only just entered the room when I froze at the sight of familiar face. Frisk? His expression is stiff, his arms crossed. He is oddly uncomfortable. What is he doing here? How did he get in here? I walk towards him, but he does not get far before he fronts of me and dives on one knee and bows. I finally found you, Your Highness. Oh, I did not expect to see you again. First, I thought you'd go back to Crazyfield and everyone think you're insane. How does he remember me? How did he even find me? Frisk? Princess, I have no idea what's happening, but the whole kingdom. Everyone has completely forgotten you, and let us go somewhere else to talk. I interrupt Frisk when I notice all the stairs around us in the room. Not so fast. Then from nowhere, Jack and Jill are in front of me, spreading from Frisk. Lady Jill? Sir, Jack, I told you left Amazon. What are you doing here? I could ask you the same, sir, friend. What are you doing here? Frisk is lost at words. He stares at Jack, confused. Answer the question, Sir Frisk. What are you doing here? I quickly reached the end of my turn. Just let him talk to him. Neither Jack or Jill back down. If anything, they only look at me to draw their swords. I don't trust him. I look at three of them. Remembering the story, Jack and Jill and orders to us. Saran was the one next to them, so perhaps they hold some type of judge. It is because Frisk is Saran's son. I don't see why you do not trust Saran, but Frisk is a completely different person. He is my knight. He would never harm me. We have our reasons for doing this, Princess. I rub my forehead with my hand, trying to end headache. I swear, you lot are like a bad snake. Stop hissing at each other. Nora walks in from behind, throwing at Jack and Jill to move them. She smiles at Frisk before turning the beam, same smile at Jack and Jill. If you are so confident, then feel free to crown the princess with her knight. I'm sure the two of you can handle if he tries to do something funny. Frisk's voice is quiet when he spoke. You know I would never hurt her. Fine. I glare at Jack and Jill when they are in room. Thankful they take the hint and retreat to the opposite wall far enough to give Frisk and I some privacy. Frisk speaks as soon as I sink in the chair. I haven't seen you in 4 months, Princess. It's been that long already. Did you know how worried I was when I woke up one day and realized that Prince M was in your place? To make things worse, no one remembers you. Not even the king. When I brought up Crown Princess Rose, everyone thought I was delusional. Where do I even begin? I decided to start with facts of the curse and how I meant to break it. So you have the Cinderella curse, and that's the reason you remain in the Martian, yes? And you need to complete 3 good deeds to break it? That's right. And how many good deeds have you captured, if you do not mind me asking? I frown and shake my head. None. I don't even know how to capture a good deed. Of course you are. I look surprised when Frisk and let me start with this. I know even when we first met that I was not what you were expecting. I wouldn't be surprised to know that I even disappointed you. But you never said a word of compilation. Even in the beginning when made a lot of mistakes. We both know how clumsy I was in the beginning. Frisk, no! Don't serve your feelings like that. There is kindness in you, Princess. I know this for a fact. Even when I looked away, I can still feel Frisk's eyes and smile drawn on at me. Anyway, so if everything has forgotten who you are, how is it I can still remember you? There is only one reason that makes sense, but though it brings up more questions than answer. Those who have fairy tale curses are not affected by the end of a cursed person. Wait, you are saying I am cursed? Unless you are secretly a witch or a fairy. No, I'm definitely human, I'm sure of that. What about Lady Jack and Jill? Jack stands up from the corner of the room. Though the knights are fair and distant, there is no doubt they are listening in our conversation. We are not cursed. Unfortunately, we do not remember Princess Rose. Well, being crowned princess. We only found out when she came here. I see. Frisk said imperially as he looks grim down at the floor. He has an attempt to have the curse which means that he either does not know he has it or refuses to tell me. I can't believe this. How could I have a fairy tale curse and not know about it? Has there been no difference in your life lately? I suppose it's been more fractured lately. Does that count? You've always been forgetful. I know. First frame shifts as Jill walks towards us from the other end of the room, her arms crossed and her gaze distant and filled with fear. How were you able to find this place? First looked back to me as if to aspiration, and I nod. I've been scouting through islands to look for the princess ever since she disappeared. A girl matched her description was seen in the air entering this house. When my scout entered this pouch, they found it empty and abandoned. I figured that this was a good place of any to start looking for traces of her. Though I was inspecting an empty house, not a train full of people. On those with the curse, or certain such as Jill and myself can enter this place and see it for what it is. So I really am cursed then. Frisk is silent for a few moments and he's heard what just said to him. That does explain things, though not much as I like. Frisk stands. I still have many questions to ask, but I expect back at the palace. This turns to look at Jack and Jill. I don't know why the two of you are here, but I'm glad that you are. I know I can trust you to keep the princess safe. Please take care of her. You don't have to tell us twice. Frisk smiles and replies before turning once to bow at me. Until we see each other again, princess. I was not expecting to see you first. A week has gone by after Frisk leaves the town, and my luck does not change. I am still incapable of a single good deed. I want to ask Lady Perifa if she knows anything about Frisk and his curse, but she's been absent for the town for a week. When I asked Delorean why Perifa was missing, the witch said that Perifa was busy dealing with their own thing of the fairy tale curse. Today I come to Watson to the toy shop, buying materials for his upcoming show, and we will leave it here. I got an excellent clip, but now I cannot find him. Sorry, I had to read that or forget I've done it. Peace, guys!